everybody, welcome to Stamping with Melva. I'm Melva Peters and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in British Columbia. And you can find me online at stampingwithmelva.com. And it's Tuesday night, to think about that for a minute, Tuesday night. And I'm always here with my sketch challenge on Tuesday nights. So I thought, I always used to make cards that had banners on them. And I don't know why I've kind of gotten out of that habit. So tonight, that's my idea for this sketch. But you can do with the sketch what you choose to do with it. There's all sorts of options, and I'll talk about some of the options I thought of as I put the sketch together, as I make my card tonight. I'm using the Jingle 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 stamp set. So I just got this, and I have to say I love it. I have been playing with it. I made a card on, I think Saturday. Saturday. I'm using my Stamparatus. Hey, Louise, welcome. And I just really love it. It's just such a fun stamp set for Christmas, with things, words like jolly, and then 'tis the season to be jolly, and believe in the magic, and jingle all the way. So I'm using the jingle stamp tonight. All right, let me switch over to my desktop and we'll get started with the sketch. So this sketch will go live on my Facebook group page and Instagram in about an hour's time. So if you miss any of the measurements, you'll be able to get them off of Facebook or Instagram. Don't forget, you can find me if you're coming in through YouTube. You can find me on a regular basis, but also if you subscribe to my YouTube channel, you will be able to be notified, or you will be notified when I go live or when I post videos. All right. Hey, Tamarish, welcome. All right. So this is the sketch. So it is a portrait card, 5.5 by 8.5 card base. And then this layer number 1, which is kind of the orangey one, is 4 inches by 5.25. That's kind of my standard layout for cards. And then you've got 2 pieces that are 1.5 by 3.5. And then this green one is 1.5 by 3. And then a piece that is 3/4 of an inch by 4. Now this is for your sentiment. So really, hey Lee, welcome. Play with it as far as how big your sentiment is. I wasn't sure how big the jingle was. So probably what I'm going to do is cut some banner ends on this as well, because I think 4 inches is probably a little long for even mine, but we'll see how it goes. So that's the sketch. Lots of ways to use this, and I'll talk about them as I make my card. So this is, hey Polly, welcome. This is the Jingle 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 stamp set. It is a photopolymer stamp set, and the images are actually 80%. So they are, not sure you're going to be able to see this image, no, because it's photopolymer, of course. So the image is actually a fair bit larger, 20% bigger than what it is on here. So don't let that kind of fool you as you're looking. So it's got the 2 of each of the words. There's 2. There's one that you can color, and then there's one that is patterned. And then some words that go with it. So this says jingle all the way. I love it when there's actually 2 parts to it. One you can put on the front of your card, and one you can put on the inside, or you can put both of them on the front of your card. Hey, Becky, welcome. And then you've got all these great little tiny stamps that you can use. I love this one. I use this one with the Santa's hat, and I put it above the jingle. It's kind of cute. So that's the stamp set that I'm using. Let's just bring it in. So these are the colors. So I've got shaded spruce, kind of that time of the year to bring out shaded spruce. Hey, Sarah, welcome. So I've got a piece. This is my 5.5 by 8.5, and this card base was already in my scrap drawer. I don't know what I had it from. So as always, this would be scored at 4 1/4 and then folded on the score line. And I'm just going to give it a good crease with the bone folder just to make it lay flat. Then I cut a piece of basic white cardstock. Now I have gone ahead and embossed this. Isn't that lovely? It's embossed with the whimsical woodland. I believe that's what this embossing folder is called. It goes along with the Santa Express. I think the Santa Express bundle, but yeah, so it's really cute with all these trees. No, actually it doesn't. I'm not sure what it goes with now that I think about it. There's a mini dimensional or mini embossing folders that go with that. Anyway, it's really cute with all of these trees on it, and yeah, trees, and then some snow falling. So I went ahead and embossed my basic white, so 4 inches by 5 1/4, and I'm just going to go ahead. I'm going to see if this glue works. Yeah. Oh, you dear. I went to clean up my craft space. Oh, there we go. Tonight, and realized as I always say, don't leave the cap off of your liquid glue. And that's exactly what I had done. So if you ever find that you have come back to your craft space and you've left the cap off of your liquid glue, take a scrap piece of paper or a paper towel like I just did and just squeeze really hard. And usually you will be able to kind of force the clog, because what happens is it gets a clog. And so usually you can force that clog out. If you really have to, take a pin, a safety pin or something, and poke up. You don't want to use your scissors or anything like that because you don't want to make the hole too big. But yeah, if you do what I did, just force it out. Now, I've cut 2 pieces of designer series paper. So you could use designer series paper on the back and then layer some other designer series paper or some embossed cardstock. There's lots of ways to make this card. This designer series paper comes from the Santa Express. And I don't have it handy to show you, but this is the Santa Express product suite. And I've just picked 2. This is really cute. It's got fa la 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 written on it, and then some polka dots. And so it's in shaded spruce. This is actually Poppy Parade, shaded spruce, and I think pear pizzazz. So I cut both of these the same length, even though my sketch says one should be 3 1/2 and one should be 3, only because I couldn't actually decide which was going to be my longer one. I think it's going to go that way because my sentiment I'm going to do on Poppy Parade. All right. So what I'm going to do, because I like my pieces to be, I like that if I'm going to cut a banner in them, I like them to kind of be consistent. So I put the 2 pieces together. I always cut up from the middle and then cut in on the diagonal from each side. That way I have half a chance of getting my kind of point in the middle of my piece. Otherwise it's always kind of wonky. And now what I'm going to do is, for this one that needs to be half an inch shorter, I'm going to take and put in my paper trimmer and cut it half an inch off. That way I now have my 2 banners at least looking the same way. Yes, Becky, I love shaded spruce as well. And I have to admit that it's, I don't use it a lot except in the holiday season. All right, so these are going to go like this. Now, before I adhere these on, I'm going to take my, oh, that's quite pretty too. No, I'm going to do the polka dots. It's hard to decide with some of these papers. I'm going to take my bone folder and I'm just going to kind of curl the end of my banners on both of them. Just a little bit, just to give it some texture. And then I'm going to adhere it down, not all the way. I'm just going to put my liquid glue part way down. I'm not going to put it all the way down. And we will then just put it about, kind of 1/4 of an inch or so from the top. And then this one the same. Liquid glue, not all the way down because I want the banner part to not be adhered. This one lined up, and I'm going to kind of put it about half an inch over. There we go. So I've got my banners. Now I decided, those don't look even to me. Let's see if I can adjust them. Pull this down a little bit. A little bit. There we go. I don't think I got that quite straight. I still struggle when I'm sitting to do this instead of standing. So I cut a piece of Poppy Parade, and it is 3/4 of an inch by 4 inches. And I think I'm going to trim this a little bit once I get my sentiment. So I'm using the Jingle. Actually, I don't have a lot of room. I thought it was the Jingle was a little shorter. I'm going to do some embossing. So I've got my Versamark. And before I do that, I've got my embossing buddy from the embossing kit, just to get all the static off my piece. And let's see if I can do this straight. I don't think I kind of got it. I think it's a little bit not quite straight, but it's good enough. Okay, and now I have my embossing powder in a plastic container because I've told you this before. I'm terrible with embossing powder. I make such a mess. Even when it's in one of these plastic containers, I still manage to get it all over the place. But I do much better than if it was in a small container. So there it is. So the embossing kit comes with this great brush. So I'm just using it to get a little bit off that G. So you can just take and kind of brush off any excess where you have it. There we go. And the last thing, well, not this last thing because I haven't used the tray, but these are the great tweezers from the embossing kit. I haven't been a tweezer person because sometimes I find them hard to use, but these ones are really, they're kind of heavy and they really hold tight, which is nice. So when you're embossing, what you want to do is hold the heat tool over a spot until it starts, it goes from being a matte, dull matte finish to shiny and glossy. This one didn't take very long. Once it starts to warm up and go, it embosses very quickly. So now I've got my Jingle word embossed. Okay, so that's going to go on there. Now, what I want to do is I've got some, this is actually Sweet Sorbet from the Baker's Twine. It's the In Color Baker's Twine. You get all 5 of the new in colors. And the Sweet Sorbet looks an awful lot like Poppy Parade. So I'm going to use these adorable little flat Jingle Bell trinkets because they're kind of perfect for this. And I'm going to take and put my twine through these. And I'm going to tie a bow. There we go. So I haven't even cut it off yet because I sometimes never sure how big I want the bow, and if I'm going to jip myself, sometimes I get a little skimpy with my twine or ribbon. All right, so what I was thinking is I'm going to put that on with dimensionals, and I'm going to just put this on like that. At least that's my thought. So when I've got a long piece of cardstock or sentiment piece, I stagger my dimensionals because I don't like the middle to kind of sag in or it wobble. And so I find it if you stagger your dimensionals. And then I'm gonna line this up with this edge of my embossing. Actually, this was my plan, but I think I'm going to move it over just a little bit so it's even. There we go. That feels a little better. So it's kind of the same distance left to right. And now let's take some glue dots. And figure out where we want this to go. Oopsie, well, it might go there because I actually have got it stuck already. There we go. That's pretty good. These little jingle bells are so cute, and they're perfect for this stamp set. Okay, so jingle. Now, I'm going to put the jingle, the all the way, I am going to put on the inside of the cards. So I've got some Poppy Parade ink. See, there you go. I left the lid off my glue again. All right, so I've got the all the way stamp set, or stamp. So I'm just going to stamp that. Hopefully that's straight. And then the other thing I grabbed was these. This is the little tiny bell. So I'm just going to stamp a couple of bells in the corner. And there is a little bow stamp. So let's grab it. And I'm going to do it in Shaded Spruce. Grab a block. And we'll just put there. There. Okay. And then this can go on the inside. So the one thing I will say is if you do get a clog in your glue, it sometimes feels like it clogs up more frequently. So just be prepared for that. I don't know if that's true, but like when I just used it, it just feels like it's already starting to clog up. So again, take a pin, safety pin or something, and get that clog out. Or there we go. All right, let's bring my sketch back in. So there's my sketch. Stayed pretty true to it. Let's get those jingle bells. So I might actually use a glue dot. Let's do a glue dot on these jingle bells because they're kind of, the top one seems to want to move. So I'm just going to squish that glue dot, and we'll just put that glue dot there and hold the two jingle bells so that they don't kind of shift, and keep them flat. There we go. All right. That is my sketch for tonight. So lots of ways that you could use it. You could switch it up and put designer series paper on the main part, the card base, so like this layer number 1, or an embossed cardstock. Lots of ways that you could use this. So I kind of like the stamp set. I know that I'm going to have some fun with it over the next little while. All right, everybody, I hope you enjoyed that. Stay tuned for the sketch to go live in about 40 minutes. Again, it'll be on my Facebook page, group, and Instagram, so you can find it any one of those places. If you are part of my Facebook group, don't forget to make your cards and share them in my Facebook group. I do a draw at the end of the month and send out some happy mail to some people who shared some amazing creations. If you're not part of my Facebook group, the link is underneath this video, and I'd love for you to join. And you might be getting some happy mail towards the, or at the end of the month. I will be back live on, actually I will not be live on Saturday. Let's see. I may not be live on Saturday. Let's see. I have a stamp camp all Saturday and Sunday, and so it's possible I might not be live on Saturday, but I will definitely be live on, oh, and I will not be live on Sunday. Gosh, it's a busy weekend. I have a stamp camp Friday night and all day Saturday, and then we're having a BOGO sale on Sunday. So if you're not part of my BOGO sale, if you live in Canada and you're interested in retired product, you feel free to join. The link is on my Facebook page and group, and we are having a BOGO sale. So a BOGO sale, the way it works is you buy, so you find out retired products in my items for sale, and then you put an order in for the equivalent amount, and you get the retired product for free. You just pay the postage if you need it to be mailed. So that's going on Sunday. So it's going to be a busy week. I will not be live during the weekend, but I will be back live next Tuesday night with another sketch. Actually, I'll be live there Thursday night. I'm all mixed up. It's only Tuesday night. Thursday night, I will be live with a mystery challenge, and we're doing a tic-tac-toe challenge this week. So join me Thursday night at 6:30. I think I'm wishing the week away. All right, everybody. Thanks for joining me. Hope you have a great evening. Happy stamping. Bye.